Thank
you. We'll call this meeting of the Jefferson City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Miller.
Here.
Randall.
Here.
Lars.
Here.
Tully.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Teeter. Here. Fire. Here. Niles. Here.
Thank you. At this time, we'll entertain public participation. Anyone wishing to address the council may do so. We ask that you state your name and address for the record. We have some distinguished guests here tonight. Chuck Hagner and his wife Julie from the Bird City, Wisconsin. And we are welcoming you and excitedly accepting the designation as a Bird City.
Excellent. Here, I'll set this here so you can see it. No,
I saw it. Okay, saw it.
Okay. Mayor Opperman, City Administrator Freitag, members of the council, thank you for adding Bird City, Wisconsin to your agenda tonight. I am pleased to be here to recognize the efforts of the City of Jefferson, its public officials, its conservation-minded residents to make this community a better place for birds and for its residents. Bird City, Wisconsin was founded 12 years ago in 2009. Since then, it has recognized more than 110 Wisconsin communities as Bird City. This evening, we're happy to welcome the City of Jefferson to that list, and I'm here to say congratulations. The application under which Jefferson is being honored required meeting criteria across 6 categories: habitat creation, protection, and monitoring, community forest management, limiting or removing threats to birds, public education, energy and sustainability, and recognition and celebration of World Migratory Bird Day. Bird City's approach is to encourage bird protection and public education on as many fronts as possible. Examples of specific actions that can be taken include protecting and creating bird habitat, participating in annual Swift Nights Out and other citizen science bird monitoring programs, fielding a team in the annual Great Wisconsin Birdathon, and removing urban threats by taking steps to reduce bird window collisions and keeping cats indoors. As I hope everyone here knows, a number of good things are happening here in Jefferson. Bird City, Wisconsin would especially like to commend the city for the following: for converting a 5.4-acre parcel in the floodplain into the Scott Fisher Memorial River's Edge Nature Preserve, for working as an energy independence community to reduce by 25% the city's municipal energy and fuel consumption through conservation and the use of renewable resources by the year 2025, and for being the home of Jefferson Marsh State Wildlife Area and Jefferson Tamarack Swamp State Natural Area, both of which are listed in the southern Savannah region of the Great Wisconsin Birding and Nature Trail. Actions like these benefit birds and other wildlife and help to build a connection to nature that shows current and future decision makers just how important it is to protect the natural world. I'm here this evening not only to recognize your achievements, but also to say a public thank you to the many citizens of Jefferson who work together to protect birds and educate people. In particular, Bird City, Wisconsin would like to thank Cindy Keller, Director of the city's Recreation Department, who I sadly isn't here today, but she worked diligently to prepare your Bird City application. Danielle Clark, daughter of Scott Fisher, who partnered with Cindy on the city's application, and the entire city and staff who work hard to make Jefferson a bird-friendly community. Bird City, Wisconsin showcases its recognition with street signs. One is down here, and I have a second one here that I'll leave with you tonight. A flag, which you can hang outside of a city center. This plaque, which you can display indoors. And a copy of Owen Bromley's beautiful book, Birds of Wisconsin. We hope that they all will inspire pride in your conservation successes and encourage further coordinated, far-reaching, and bird-centered conservation activities in the future. Please remember that Bird City, Wisconsin is available to help your residents staff, and elected officials, create a community that is even healthier for both birds and people. I sincerely hope that Bird City's relationship with the city of Jefferson is sustained and enhanced for years to come. Congratulations again, and thank you for permitting me to take this time in your busy agenda. With that, I'll hand this on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Here it is. Here we go.
Sure.
Jim, be in the picture?
Parting of the seas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Chuck.
very much.
Appreciate it. Look
Thanks,
forward
folks.
to
Thank you. Where should we leave these things?
Here, just leave right
You
there.
can just leave them right here. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And we'll display them proudly, and thank you for your kind words. We look forward to being here.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We'll get you more
Thank you.
signs.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Okay. Here's that. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, let's move on to, let's hear it. All right, next we'll move on to a first reading of ordinance number 5-21, an ordinance repealing and reenacting chapter 300 of the municipal code, which is the zoning ordinance of the city of Jefferson, Wisconsin. Alderperson Brandel, please.
Honorable Mayor Opperman, fellow council members, and citizens of Jefferson. The first reading of City of Jefferson Ordinance Number 5-21. Whereas the City Council of the City of Jefferson ordains as follows. Whereas the city developed and adopted a new zoning ordinance in an effort to protect property values, create an environment in which reinvestment is encouraged, establish clear development procedures, and match regulations to the city's existing and/or desired future land use pattern. And whereas the Plan Commission has reviewed changes to the locations of existing zoning districts on proposed zoning district map. And whereas the city hosts open to the public meetings throughout the process as an opportunity for residents and property owners to ask questions and provide comments regarding a proposed new citywide zoning map. And whereas a public hearing was noticed and held on June 22nd, 2021 for the purpose of hearing citizens' comments on the proposed zoning changes. And whereas the Plan Commission recommended approving zoning changes as shown on the City of Jefferson zoning map. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Jefferson approves the City of Jefferson zoning map as the city's official zoning map, replacing all previously approved zoning maps. Furthermore, be it resolved that Chapter 300 zoning ordinance of the City of Jefferson adopted on July 20th, 2021, and the official zoning map shall be effective as of September 1st, 2021. As this is the first reading, no action is required.
Thank you. Ordinance number, 6-21, an ordinance to repeal and reenact the official zoning map of the city of Jefferson, Wisconsin. Alderman Miller, please.
Thank you, Mayor, fellow council members, and citizens. City of Jefferson ordinance number 6-21. Whereas the City Council of the City of Jefferson ordains as follows. Whereas the city developed and adopted a new zoning ordinance in an effort to protect property values, create an environment in which investment is encouraged, establish clear development procedures, and match regulations to the city's existing and/or desired future land use pattern. Whereas the Plan Commission has reviewed changes to the locations of existing zoning districts on a proposed zoning district map. And whereas the city hosted open to the public meetings throughout the process as an opportunity for residents and property owners to ask questions and provide comments regarding a proposed new citywide zoning map. And whereas a public hearing was noticed and held on June 22nd, 2021 for the purpose of hearing citizens' comments on the proposed zoning changes. And whereas the Plan Commission recommended approving zoning changes as shown on the City of Jefferson zoning map. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Jefferson approves the City of Jefferson zoning map as the city's official zoning map, replacing all previously approved zoning maps. Furthermore, be it also resolved that the Chapter 300 zoning ordinance of the City of Jefferson adopted on July 6, 2021, and the official zoning map shall be effective as of September 1st, 2021. This is the first reading.
Thank you. Ordinance number 7-21, an ordinance amending subsection 160-5E of the Jefferson Code of the City of Jefferson to increase the number of Class A intoxicating liquor licenses that may be issued. For first reading, Alderman Young, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson. City of Jefferson ordinance number 7-21. Whereas the City of Jefferson, the city, has adopted provisions in its municipal code of ordinances regulating the number of Class A intoxicating liquor licenses that the city may issue, and whereas the city has recently removed a provision in its code prohibiting the issuance of Class A intoxicating liquor licenses upon premises where the sale of gasoline is conducted or carried on, and whereas the city believes that as a result, there will be a higher demand for the Class A intoxicating liquor licenses. Now, therefore, the Common Council does hereby ordain as follows. Section 1. Section 160-5E, number 1 of the Code of the City of Jefferson is deleted in its entirety and restated to read that the city shall issue not more than 12 Class A intoxicating liquor licenses. Section 2, this ordinance shall be effective on the date after its enactment and publication of this ordinance as required by law. And this is the first reading.
Thank you. Resolution number 27, tonight's consent agenda. Alderwoman Byer, please.
Honorable Mayor, council members, and citizens, City of Jefferson Resolution number 27. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that the consent agenda for July 6, 2021 is hereby adopted. Vouchers payable for July 2021 in the amount of $887,384.06. Payroll summary for June 18, 2021 in the amounts of $175,547.41. Council minutes from June 15, 2021 of the Common Council. School District Facility Use Agreement. Licenses as approved by the Regulatory Committee. We had operator's license, a Class B picnic license for the Jefferson Live Music Foundation, and the sales of goods in the right-of-way for 210 Smoke Barbecue. I would so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lars. Any discussion? Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of tonight's consent agenda, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No, or abstain from the minutes if you were not available.
Alderman Brandel.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye, abstain from the minutes.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter. Aye. Fire.
Aye.
Miles. Miller.
Aye, abstain from the minutes.
Thank you. Resolution number 28, a resolution authorizing the hiring of MSA Professional Services Incorporated for construction administration. Alderwoman Niles, please.
Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson. City of Jefferson Resolution number 28, authorizing hiring of MSA Professional Services, Inc. for construction administration. Whereas MSA Professional Services, Inc., MSA, has provided the City of Jefferson a proposal and contract for providing construction management services for the residential development of Meadows Estates subdivision, and whereas proposed services in the amount of $65,400 includes construction administration, construction staking, construction observation, post-construction record drawings, and completion of a certified survey map for street dedication. And whereas the Finance Committee recommends retaining MSA for the above described services. And whereas these engineering services will be paid for from the tax incremental district number 8, therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves an agreement with MSA Professional Services, Inc. to provide construction administration services for Meadows Estates subdivision at a cost of $66,700. Be it further resolved by the Common Council that the city administrator is authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the City of Jefferson after review by the city attorney.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Tully. Any discussion? Any questions? Yeah, Bill, please.
So this is for Meadows Estates subdivision. MSA is the engineering firm that did all the engineering design. The previous contract that the city awarded was through bidding services. So essentially this takes the remainder of the services that they originally provided contract for through the end of the project, which is essentially the construction administration, construction staking for the contractor, which is Forrest and Gallett's, and then taking it to the completion, providing as-builts, as well as an additional survey that's going to be needed for the right-of-way. I did want to point out in the resolution that there's actually two different dollar amounts that are written. The second amount of $66,700 is the correct one, so there's a typo in the second paragraph where it reads $65,400. It should read $66,700. And construction on the subdivision is starting next week. Staking of the silt fence got placed out there today, so Gallups will be starting excavation on that project next week after the fair.
Good. Any questions of Bill?
Question of Mr. Rogers. The change, the correction of the amount of money that need to be done as a amendment?
I think more as a correction. It was just a typo. So
Okay.
we aren't really changing anything. We're just correcting a typo, and that was noted. It's in the minutes. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of resolution number 28, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Fire.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller. Randall.
Aye.
It's unanimous, thank you. Resolution number 29, a resolution authorizing the subordination of mortgages. Alderman Tully, please.
Thank you, Mayor. City of Jefferson, resolution number 29, a resolution authorizing the subordination of mortgages. Whereas a corporate entity known as JD Properties LLC owns a property located at 111 South Main Street, Jefferson, Wisconsin, hereinafter the property. And whereas until recently the property was subject to the following mortgage liens set forth below in order of priority. A, mortgage to Premier Bank in the original amount of $195,000 and recorded on September 5th, 2017. B, mortgage to the City of Jefferson in the original amount of $50,000 and recorded on September 5th, 2017. C, mortgage to the City of Jefferson in the original amount of $15,000 and recorded on January 18th, 2018. And whereas the current balances on the mortgages to the City of Jefferson are respectively $36,280 and $11,900. And whereas JD Properties LLC has borrowed additional sums from Premier Bank to refurbish and improve the property. And whereas the new mortgage note to Premier Bank is now $205,000. And whereas both JD Properties LLC and Premier Bank wish the City of Jefferson to subordinate its existing mortgage liens on the property so that Premier Bank's lien remains primary. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that city staff is hereby authorized to execute any document necessary to subordinate the city's mortgage liens to the one held by Premier Bank existing on the property. I would so move.
Second.
It's been moved, seconded by Alderman Young. And Tim, if you could just give us a brief synopsis of the property and the improvements that are being made there.
Right. Of course, the property is located downtown. It's the building serves as the home of Indeco. The owner, Julia Chady, recently completed the renovation of the second floor of the building. There's currently a very, very large apartment. I think it's been quite some time since there's been an investment in that second story. Julia undertook it. There is a new mortgage in place now with Premier Bank in the amount of $205,000. The city also has two loans that remain in place. One was a revolving loan, and the second was a facade grant that the city provided funding in both instances to restore a very historical building. The building's on the federal and state register of historic places, has been for a number of years. some historical businesses important to the development of the community were housed in that building over the years, and it really is a fine addition to our downtown community, and really an excellent example of how to renovate historical structures. And with the resolution, if adopted tonight, the city's money will be secured in the junior or secondary position to the premier loan.
Thanks, Tim. Do you have any questions or comments?
Tim, I assume Premier Bank will prepare the necessary documentation for us to execute?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor of resolution number 29, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Kelly.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Resolution number 30, a resolution authorizing the award of contract B for the Conservancy Place subdivision construction. Alderman Lars, please.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, fellow council members, citizens of Jefferson, City of Jefferson, resolution number 30, authorizing the award of contract B for the Conservancy Place subdivision construction. Whereas the City of Jefferson received one bid from contractors interested in completing the construction for contract B for the Conservancy Place subdivision improvements project. And whereas the value of the lowest bidder is included in the following table: Gallant's Grading Inc. for $361,511. Whereas the overall bid scope for the work included stormwater pond excavation and additional lot grading, topsoil seeding, fertilizing and mulching, and miscellaneous items. And whereas the project budget for the scope was $215,000, and whereas the City of Jefferson and Gallus Grading have negotiated a change order with modified scope and grading to provide a credit of $151,000, with the resulting bid of $210,511. And whereas the Town and Country Engineering and the city staff reviewed the project bid, recommends an award of the base bid with an accepted change order number 1 for contract B of Conservancy Place subdivision in the amount of $210,511. And whereas the funds of the project have been allocated in the city capital improvement funds and stormwater improvement fund, now therefore be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Jefferson, Wisconsin, that it herein approves that Gallus Grading Inc. bid in change order number 1 for contract B of Conservancy Place subdivision in the amount of $210,511. Be it further resolved by the Common Council of the City that the city administrator is herein authorized and directed to execute any contract or documents associated with the above action on behalf of the City of Jefferson upon review and consent of the city attorney. I so move.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Randall. Bill, can you give us a summary of this, please?
Sure. Conservancy Place subdivision, we're talking the former 5 holes of the golf course. Last council meeting, you approved contract A, which was the grading or the paving of the path through the conservancy that the city crews are constructing. Contract B is essentially the grading of the remainder of the site. That's not including the conservancy, which includes the stormwater management on the south side. It also included several items, transitions onto the asphalt, grading of several lots. Because of the fact that we had a $215,000 budget, we had received one bid on this. So the city took the last month, or we basically took the last month to value engineer the project to be able to bring it in on the budget. So what we did was decrease the amount of grading that was going to be necessary on the property, which is essentially leaving the cul-de-sac area at its existing grade. That will have to be graded in the future, but that's probably 2 to 3 years down the line when that happens. Ideally, we would have liked to have gotten that done at this point, but because of the fact that we had budget constraints, we basically did some value engineering. So we worked with Gallups Grading to get a credit So essentially $151,000 to be able to bring the project in under its current budget. Upon completion here, the majority of the material on site will be used to grade the 4 lots on the north end of the property between Spring Street and Stop and Bach Park. And then a portion of that will also be used as fill material out at the Meadows Estate subdivision by the Spangler property. So I would expect Tom will probably be out here within a couple weeks after construction starts out at Spangler. So both these projects will be a lot of activity going on in the city at the same time.
Thanks, Bill. Does anyone have any questions? Bill?
So, Bill, we're gonna do the 4 lots and then the conservatory, so just the area around the path, are you gonna be doing the part that's gonna butt up against the,
Property to the south.
yeah,
That'll actually just stay existing grade for the time being.
until the future?
Yeah, the key that we want to make sure is that the final grades for the conservancy areas that will be planted later this fall are at final grade. So those will be all at final grade. We will still have some grading to do in the future when the cul-de-sac is constructed, but it won't affect anything on the conservancy.
So you might do those 2 together in the future?
Correct.
Anyone else? Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of resolution number 30, please signify by saying aye as your name is called. No if you're opposed.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Teeter.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Niles.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Lars.
Aye.
Tully.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr.
Second.
Lars, second by Mrs. Niles. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.